What's up, YouTube? Journal number 6, right? Journal number 6. Today was a long day. Man, it is late right now, but we got through it. Another day, no dollar, but keep on learning, keep on getting through it, right? And not even getting through it, just persevering, right? Trying to learn something every day. Kind of why I'm doing this, right? Just to reflect on the conversations I had, which I had many, right? So basically, started off my day by taking my dog out, my English bulldog Thor. Took out for a walk before all the rain in Arizona. Um, it was a good walk. It was funny because he keeps sniffing every bush or trying to get on every lawn, and then every house has those Ring cameras, so I'm not trying to get caught, right? And then when I was on my walk, got an email from one of my coaches for one of my teams asking basically to explain to their team my philosophy as a coach, and not only as a coach, but as a strength coach. Just doing, right? I thought it was a good email because if I explain how I'm doing it, right, the athletes should be questioning how I'm treating them, how I'm not treating them like personally, but how I'm treating them like physically, right? And they should question that because their performance is not in my hands, but I am a little part in their performance. So like when I was a player, I was always questioning, why are we doing this? Why are we doing that? Like, how is this going to help me in basketball? How is this going to help me in my sport? Right? So it's always good, right? So I basically could talk about that right now. And yeah, like my philosophy right now is just creating really good movers, right? So my programs consist of movement patterns. So like the 7 movement patterns: hinge, squat, horizontal push, horizontal pull, vertical push, vertical pull. All those basics, right? Because if my players aren't becoming good movers and I put them in really advanced rep schemes and all that, and they can't handle that pressure, right? Not the pressure, but the weight, then we're going to go backwards, right? So if I can build that foundation of getting these freshmen, sophomores, juniors, right, to a level of they can properly lunge down, they could properly lunge with their vertical torso up, they can squat down, keeping their back at whatever angle that lets them allow to get to full range of motion, stuff like that. So I want to build good movers before I get too technical, right? And that's something I'm learning, is just keep it at the basics, right? Because at the end of the day, what are they? They're an athlete. So not trying to be huge and strong, which is really good if you add that to your game. But at the end of the day, they're there because they're playing their sport, not a bodybuilding or powerlifting, right? So basically, after that email, right, I just talked to you what I just told them, right? But then I had football. Football was great. I think sometimes, so right now they're kind of in the beginning of the off season. So we're doing a lot of sprinting, right? Today was a lot of sprinting, and with sprinting comes a lot of rest, right? A lot of old coaches be like, run them to the ground, stuff like that. But come on, be real. If you want them to get faster, they need the rest so that every rep could be intent, right? So with that being said, a lot of that, the chit chat, right, of talking in between sets, and I kind of found myself like not getting mad, but I was getting flustered. Like, man, I don't know why I'm allowing this. I don't know, right? Like I kind of become vulnerable, right? But I just let it slide because they're still, when they're up and when I blow the whistle for them to go sprint, they do it 100%, right? And then when I'm talking to them about the next exercise, like, hey, we're going to do pogo hops, we're going to do half kneeling sprints, right? Something like that in those lines. They do it with 100% intent. And when I explain it, that they're giving me their undivided attention. And usually I ask like any questions before I start the exercise. And they all respond like, no, sir, or no, coach, something like that. So, I mean, I'm getting the attention. It's just for me, I'm catching myself getting mad, right? Being like, man, they're talking too much, or do I have their full attention? Do they not know, not what's at stake, but like, you blink and you're in playoffs. You blink and you're in the last game of the season. You blink and you're senior night, right? Like it's a weird thing. So when they were done and I brought them in a huddle, usually their head coach gets them in a huddle, but he wasn't there. So I had got him in the huddle and I basically told them what I just said, right? And it basically said like I was once a player. It goes by like that. I don't want to sound like an old head because I'm a young coach. I barely coached for a year, right? So in those lines, just telling them like I was at your guys' games. I was at your guys' games sidelines, right? And I saw how locked in you guys were. So let's practice that now, right? Let's not wait till the start of the season and being like, okay, now it's serious. Let's stop joking around, right? There's a time and place to joke around and do all that, but keep it to a minimum, right? Like we're here to get better, work hard, and yeah, just get better, right? And then after football, I had the another team, right? And they were having they're in season, so I let them stretch. We did some prep work, right? It was my coach's team, but he had to go run football, so we did a lot of prep work, and then I gave them the option to stretch each other out, stretch each other out, but like lacrosse ball. If they want to get the ends of the barbells, put them on their muscles. That was fine, right? And then one guy stayed a little after and asked me if I could do his hamstring, right? Like roll out his hamstring. We're just talking, and it was a really reflecting conversation that we had because we were talking about how like school can get expensive, all the loans and all the things that you do to buy a college education. And I was just telling him like you have to take advantage of everything, right? Like I was telling him when I was in college, if there was an internship, if there was something going on within the school organization, sports related, I was always there, right? I was always trying to put my foot in the door, right? If the director of strength and conditioning needed help, I would help them sometimes, just trying to get my name in there. Because if you're going to pay for these colleges and you're going to go, just don't get a degree and go through the motions, right? Everyone's going to get a degree. Try to come out with something that you learn, right? If I was doing those internships and I didn't enjoy it, then I can be like, I'm going to try something else, right? Stuff like that. So I think I was telling him to just take advantage of every possible possibility that the school is giving, right? And the school does give a lot. So I think it's good that I did all those internships, and it was just reflecting because I was like, wow, it's been a long time because I've interned for so long. So yeah, like those conversations make my day a little bit better because I know someone else was going through something that I could help him through, right? Not like as a mentor, but just to steer him one way and be like, hey, just try it and see what happens. Okay, now, right? Now, time for my lift, right? So I did my lift. I had to get some blood flow into my muscles. Did dumbbell bicep curls, dumbbell reverse flies. Instead of doing dumbbell reverse flies, I did machine flies and then machine bicep curls. 3 sets of 12 both just to get blood flow into those muscles because it was a back day. Then I started off my exercises with bent over barbell row, 8 sets of 4. I think I did like 125 on the bar. I think on the first, it was like the first week, he said to load something up on the bar, right, and try to get as many reps. I think I did 110 pounds row 23 times, which means your max is 190. So today was 65% on the bar, right? And I calculated at 190, 65%, which meant that it was 125. Did 125 for 8 sets of 4. I probably could have done more, but I really wanted to stay strict, right? Keep my back vertical, almost vertical. Kept my feet closer and just try to row full range of motion, strict as possible, right? None of that. Go to the gym, you see the guys like hunching over and then coming up and barbell rowing. I don't want any of that. I wanted to be strict as possible, no hitching, right? And then after that, I did single arm dumbbell row, 6 sets of 2. 6 sets of 2. I think I did 90 for all the sets, which I'll show. And then I'll show the first set. I'll show all the sets, not all the sets, but first, middle, last, just to show you that with these high sets, low reps again, you're not fatiguing, right? And then I did 2 sets of 1. 2 sets of 1, basically a max out. I stayed at 100. I was going to go to try 105, but my right arm, when I would go, I was kind of using my back, right? And I just want to pull the elbow straight to the back, not using everything. And then I finished the workout with the chest supported dumbbell row. Basically, you put your chest on an incline bench and you row 5 sets of 4. I think I did 65s or something. And then finished the workout with blood flow again. 2 dumbbell pullovers. I've only done 1 dumbbell pullover, right? When you get the dumbbell, put it over your head just like that. But this one was 2 dumbbell pullover, and I liked it because it was squeezing the dumbbells and going back. 3 sets of 12 and cable upright row, 3 sets of 12, which I'll show. And I think that's all for today. Yeah, I think that's all for my journal. And like I said, I've been writing the journal in the new app on the iPhone I think it's easier because I can just type it, like the conversation I had with one of the athletes. I can go after and just write what I said or what we talked about and then leave it aside so that if I see it in a month from now and be like, oh, I do remember that conversation. So yeah, I think the premise of this video was basically, I don't even know, I like the football one, right? Like, don't wait too long, like do it now and not, right? Don't wait till it's late or something like that, right? Just like them locking in now because their off season starting, they can lock in now. A lot of teams haven't even started their off season, so we're ahead, but you can get more ahead if you're just mentally locked in, not physically. And I think that's it, right? Took dog out for a walk, football train, got after it, and then my lift, right? And then the athlete conversation. Oh, and the golf thingy, right? So basically that's it. And I hope you guys have a good night. Let's go.